there, my name is Taylor Grothe, and I am the author of 𝐓𝐏𝐇𝐁𝐂, which comes out September 30th with Peachtree Teen. It is a young adult cult horror about a girl who gets lost in the woods and ends up in a compound full of strange people where things go south very quickly. If I had to describe the main character, Cassie, in 5 words, I think I would describe her as intuitive, kind, ingenious, sensitive, and generally just good. You know, when I was a little kid, first diagnosed with autism, it was a tough time. It was the late 90s, early 2000s, and autism was like a disease that bad little boys got. And I had a lot of healing that I had to do around that. And so I really wrote 𝐓𝐏𝐿𝐿 for myself because I wanted to speak to that little girl I used to be who was scared and hurt and kind of lost. And I wanted to give her a different ending. 𝐓𝐏𝐿𝐿 Ridge, which is a major setting in 𝐓𝐏𝐿𝐿, is based on my childhood hiking in the Northeast. I grew up in southwestern Connecticut, but we spent a lot of time outside and in the Adirondacks and Catskills. So it really is, in some ways, a love note to that terrain. So I guess you could say, yeah, it is based on a real place. A theme song for 𝐓𝐏𝐿𝐿. I'm gonna just say, because I'm not an auditory processor, I would say that the entire Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring soundtrack, because Cassie is a huge Lord of the Rings nerd, and if there is one thing I can listen to on repeat, it is concerning hobbits. Some of my favorite books? I am so glad you asked. First of all, The Honeys by Ryan LaSala. My God, this book changed everything for me about horror. And then So Let Them Burn by 𝐓𝐚𝐲𝐿 Cole. This writer, aside from being a very good friend of mine, the way she uses language, the way she evokes emotions, 10 out of 10. Also, there are dragons. What's not to love? And I have to shout out one of my very good friends, Kelly Andrew, whose books overall make me cry. Her latest is I Am Made of Death, and if you haven't picked this up and you like horror, especially bubblegum horror, 10 out of 10. And then one book I don't have with me is This Raging Sea by D. Elizabeth. Buy this book. It will change your life. Oh man, if I could go back to the 90s, what would I bring back? I think actually it's something I wouldn't bring back. I would love to not have social media anymore. That probably makes me a bad author, but I feel like I'm too online, and it'd be cool to not have this much access to this much information. On the one hand, it's great, and on the other, it's horrible. And right now, I'm on the it's horrible side of the spectrum. A fun fact about me. This is always such a funny question because whenever anybody asks me a fun fact about me, I'm like, do I have a fact about me? But I do play cello. I talk about this a lot online. I came to cello as an adult because I was teaching my daughter how to play cello. And it's become a great love of mine.